Hi, this is Professor Ramakrishna. Welcome to my YouTube channel Archiversity. Through this channel, that is Archiversity, I wish to share my knowledge or experience in finance, accounting, and data analysis. So I'm creating a video lectures. As of now, I uploaded almost 400 video lectures on this channel, which has got a wide acceptance from our audience across the world. So in this endeavor, in this video lecture, I am going to explain you the concept of a Jensen's alpha. Jensen's alpha is most popularly used while making an investment decision. In the sense, individual investors will have a certain expected return, and then they calculate the expected return, and also they have a realized return, then compare the expected return with a realized return. If it yields a positive return, then their investment is yielding a positive value or a positive return. So Jensen's alpha is also used to make a comparison whether to make an investment into a particular stock or not, or a particular fund or not. So now I'll take you to my OneNote where I explain you the concept of a Jensen's alpha, the formula that we use to calculate the Jensen's alpha, and then how to interpret the outcome of a Jensen's alpha calculation. So here is a description of a Jensen's alpha. So Jensen's alpha, also known as Jensen's performance index. So this is one of the performance indexes which is used to measure the performance of mutual funds. So the Jensen's alpha measures the excess returns earned by the portfolio compared to the returns suggested by the capital asset pricing model. So this actually, in simple terms, your Jensen's alpha, which is representing as the alpha value or denoted as alpha, this equals to your realized return on a portfolio minus your CAPM expected return. So that is, let us say we put a cost of equity measured in terms of a CAPM. So this gives you the Jensen's alpha. Now the value of excess return may be a positive, negative, or a zero. So when you are that means your alpha value may be positive, negative, or zero. The capital asset pricing model or a CAPM model itself provides the risk adjusted returns. That is, it takes into account the risk of the security. When you are talking about risk of the security in a capital asset pricing model, we consider the beta, that is your market risk. All right. Next, the security is fairly priced. Its actual returns will be same as a CAPM. The alpha is zero. That means when your return on a portfolio minus your cost of equity or expected return calculated using cost of equity, if they both are the same, then you yield zero. So there is no excess return that you are making here. However, the security earns even more than the risk adjusted returns. It will have a positive alpha. That means your realized return on a portfolio is greater than expected return calculated using a CAPM. Then the negative is your return on a portfolio is less than expected return calculated using a capital asset pricing model. So how is it we are going to use this or interpret is the higher alpha value is always desirable for a portfolio managers. In the sense, you need to have a positive alpha value, that too higher the alpha value. So if you have a higher alpha value, then it is considered to be a desirable investment. Now the Jensen's alpha focuses on non-diversifiable risk. That is, we are talking about a market risk or non-diversifiable risk or a systematic risk. This is measured using a beta value in a capital asset pricing model. Now it assumes that the portfolio has been adequately diversified. This is the assumption that we make. And then Jensen's alpha reported in percentage format. So indicating the percentage by which portfolio over or underperformed. So if it is positive, your alpha value is a positive mean. So we say that overperformed. And if it is a negative, then underperformed. So this is the equation that we use to calculate the Jensen's alpha. So this is your realized return on a portfolio, and this is your CAPM, where your RP is a return on a portfolio. This is a risk-free rate, and this is a beta value, that is a systematic risk, and this is return on market. Now what is that we do is we solve one simple example. So here, suppose you forecast that the market index will earn a return of 15%, that is your return on market, this equals to 15% in the coming year. Treasury bills are yielding at a 5%, that is your risk-free rate, this is 5%, and then the beta of the stock or beta of the fund is 1.25, and the return on a Z fund, that is return on fund or a portfolio, is 33%. Then what is the alpha value, whether this alpha is a positive, negative, or a 0. So how is it we are going to calculate the alpha? Our alpha value, this equals to realized return on a portfolio, this minus your risk-free rate plus beta times return on market minus risk-free rate. So this is your risk premium, and making an adjustment with a beta value. So here our realized return is 33%, this minus your risk-free rate is 5%, plus beta times beta of this stock is how much? 1.25, this into return on the market, that is a 15%, minus your risk-free rate is 5%. Let us take a values here. 33, this minus 33 minus your 5 plus beta is 1.25 times 15 minus 5 is a 10%. So this is a 15.5, or we can do it in a separate also, that is 1.25 times 10, so this equals to 12.5, 5 plus 12.5, this equals to 17.5, that is 33 minus 17.5, this equals to 15.5. So the Jensen's alpha is 15.5%. So this is a positive one. So the stock is giving you a positive return of a 15.5% after making adjustment to the risk, that is a risk calculated or expected return calculated using a CAPM model. So this part is your CAPM model, and this is the realized return on a portfolio. So on making adjustment, if this is giving you a positive, so this indicates that this particular stock or this particular fund is performing to the expectation of a fund managers, and as this is a positive and the value is a higher, fund managers prefer to invest into this stock. Thank you for watching this lecture on Jensen's alpha. When time permits, please do visit RKversity website and download the playlists of hundreds of video lectures or topics which has categorized into different things, like which help you for your examinations, which help you for your career, which help you to get employment. So do visit, watch the lectures, and enhance your skill set and your learning and career opportunities. Thank you once again.